If you read this book, you will accumulate massive wealth. Let me give you an example. Okay, let's say that you want to invest in an index fund for 35 years at the average return rate of 10% with $500 invested per month. That would leave you with a little over $1.1 million. Congratulations, you now know how to be a millionaire. So in this video, I'm going to go over some main points that I found the most interesting, and that'll let you know whether you're interested in this book or not. So the points that we'll be covering are index funds, where and how to invest your money, high yield savings accounts, and an automated financial system. Now let me just start by saying that this book helps a beginner investor tremendously. And let's be honest, most of us are average Joes who have no clue what the hell we're doing, because in prison, school, they wanted us to learn Y equals MX plus B instead of how to become an early retiree. Whatever, it was worth a shot. So Ramit, the author, is super high on index funds, and I'll tell you why. These simple funds buy stocks and match the market. And you're asking me, okay, what does that mean? So a computer will manage an index fund, and it tracks something like the S&P 500, which is an index that tracks the stock of 500 companies such as Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, or Nvidia. So the index fund will buy shares in those 500 companies, which means that the index fund's performance will mirror the S&P 500, which last year had a return rate of 24%. And you might say, well, I've got an active mutual fund manager that manages everything for me. Why would I need an index fund? Let me show you a little math. So the annual expenses of a low-cost index fund are about 0.14%. The annual expenses of an actively managed mutual fund is 1%. Now I know what you're thinking, 1%, 0.14%, what does it matter? Let's take a look. Okay, so let's say you had $5,000 in your portfolio. With an index fund, your annual expense would be $7. Okay, looking at an annual expense of an actively managed mutual fund at 1% would be $50. Okay, not that big of a deal, right? Well, kind of actually. I mean, that's 43 more bucks you could have had. I mean, for 43 bucks, you could have took a nice lady out to get a steak. We all know you need some ladies. No, I'm kidding. Relax. Just chill. Okay, now let's take a look if you had, per se, $1 million in your portfolio. The annual expense of an index fund would be $1,400. The annual expense of a managed mutual fund would be $10,000. $10,000? That's $8,600 that you're losing out on. You could have taken so many pretty ladies on so many nice dates, alright? They'd have been impressed. Now, I'm not going to go super in-depth into the index funds like Ramit does in this book. Index funds are a good option for people like you and me, the average Joe, who we just want to accumulate wealth in the long run. We don't want to spend 3 to 4 hours a day doing research and trying to figure out how to beat the market when 9 times out of 10, 99 times, 100 times, index funds are a good way to do. Where and how to invest your money. Let me show you. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is type this in and... Okay, no, I'm just kidding. If you want to use Vanguard, they have a great tutorial on their website that'll run you through everything you need to know and how to set up an account. Now, Vanguard is not the only site to use when it comes to opening up a brokerage account. There are plenty of other great ones out there, really. And you might say, well, I don't want to throw all of my money in the stock market every time I get paid. What else can I do? Great question, little Timmy. Let me introduce you to high yield savings accounts. So just like with brokerage accounts, there's a lot of great options for high APY savings accounts. But for this example, we're going to be using SoFi. They have an APY of 4.6%. And if you open a checkings account with them and set up direct deposit, you can earn $300. These online saving account interest rates blow your brick and mortar rates out of the water. And if you're like me and this is your first time hearing about online saving accounts, you literally cannot believe that you didn't know about this sooner. So Ramit believes that savings accounts should be used for goals of, say, anywhere of a month to 5 years. For things like an emergency fund, a wedding, saving up for a house, things of that nature, because where most of your bread is going to be made is investing it. Now I know what you're thinking, this is too much. I got too many things to worry about, and that's all right. We're going to get you set up with an automated financial system. On screen, I'll put up a graphic of what the author puts in the book and how your money will be allocated through your different 401k, Roth IRA, your checkings account, your savings account, credit cards, miscellaneous bills, things of that nature. For example, this is what it looks like from a conservative view, and you can even adjust some of these numbers to your liking if you want to cut back on how much you spend, and you can invest more in your 401k or your Roth IRA IRA. And in the book, he goes into detail about how to set this system up where money is automatically withdrawn from your checkings account into your retirement and investing accounts. All right, water break. Stay hydrated. Okay, now if all of these points sound good to you and you're interested, the book goes into way more detail over way more things such as credit card debt, what to do when you buy a house, how much you should be spending if you want to take a different route, what sites to use. And if you like the sound of that, I have an affiliate link down in the description that you can click and it'll take you to that book. If you are a beginner, you really need to read this book. I promise you, you will not regret it. It'll have all your friends asking like, hey bro, what's up with your automated financial system you got going there, and you can say, no thanks brother, keeping the secrets to myself.